Okay, section 6.2. A little bit of review, kind of all the stuff from chapter 5. When we're multiplying these, we add the exponents, x to the 5. And we take a power to a power, we multiply x to 10. When we divide, we subtract, so we have x3. Again, when we divide, we subtract, we got x negative 3, which then becomes 1 over x3, because we do not like negative exponents. This needs to be distributed to the 3 to the x and to the y. So 3 to the 4th, x to the 8th, y to the 4th. Same thing here, distribute to the 3, the x, and the y on bottom too. So 3 to the 4th, x to the 8th over y to the 4th. It's kind of all review from chapter 5. Now we're going to do the same thing, except with fractions. So when I take these fractions, when I multiply these, I add their exponents. So I'm taking 5/7 plus 3/7. And flash back to 6th grade. When you are adding fractions, you keep the bottom the same and add the top and get 8/7. So my answer is 3 to the 8/7. When I take a power to a power, I'm multiplying. So when I multiply 1/2 times 2/5, back in 6th grade, you multiply the top and you get 2. You multiply the bottom and you get 10. Then I'm going to simplify and get 1/5. So I really have 8 to the power of 1/5. Here I'm just distributing, so it gets distributed to the 2 and to the 3. So 2 to the power of negative 5 over 4 over 3 to the power of negative 5 over 4. And I don't like negative exponents, so I'm going to flip them. And I got 3 to the 5/4 over 2 to the 5/4. Here we go, we're subtracting these exponents. So I got 2/3 minus 7/3. Bottom stays the same, and I got negative 5/3. So I have 6 to the negative 5/3, which I'm then going to flip 1 over 6 to the 5/3, because we don't like negative exponents. One more. Now when I'm multiplying these, I got to add their exponents. So 1/2 plus 2/3. Now here's where it gets tricky. When I'm adding these things, I need a common denominator. So we're going to make our common denominator 6. So to get from 2 to 6, I had to multiply by 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 on top again. To get from here to here, I multiplied by 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 on top, and I get 3. To get from here to here, I multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on top, and I get 4. 3/6 plus 4/6 gives me 7/6. So I have 3 to the power of 7/6. Keep going, more of these things. When I multiply these, I add my powers together. So 1/2 plus 1/4. So that's really 2/4 plus 1/4. Make myself a common denominator. And I get x to the power of 3/4. This one I'm going to distribute to the 2, to the x, and to the y. So it becomes 2 to the power of 2. X to the power of 3/2 times 2. So you do 3 times 2, 6 divided by 2, and I get 3. And the y, 1/4 times 2 is 2/4. That's 1/2. Beautiful. Last one, distribute again. So x to the power of negative 4, because you multiply those. Y to the power of 3/2, because we multiply those. I'm going to move that x to the bottom, so I have y 3/2 over x4. Okay, now something a little different. Simplifying these things. This little thing in the arm here, that tells me what groups I am taking out. So this is the same, I'm going to zoom in. This is the same as being the cube root of 64 times the cube root of y6. It's the same thing. So with that, I'm going to look at my card here. Perfect cubes, 64, go across, and I get 4. So that's going to turn into 4. This one, y6 is having like 6 y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the cube root means I'm taking out groups of 3. So if I take out this group of 3, it becomes a y. If I take out this group of 3, it becomes a y. Now I have nothing left under the square root, so my answer is 4 times y times y, 4y squared. Next one I'm going to distribute, so I have 27 to the power of 1/3. P, now I have P3 times 1/3. So 3 times 1/3 is 1. And Q, 12 times 1/3 is 4. So now 27 to the 1/3, that's the same as the cube root of 27. So look on here, cube root of 27 is 3. So this is really 3PQ4. Last one. I'm going to take each of these separately. So we're going to do the 4th root of 16 first. So 4th root of 16. 4th root, 16. Go across and I have 2. That's good. 4th root of k to the 3rd. Now that little number in there tells me I'm taking out groups of 4. Well, 3 is less than 4, so I can't take any out here. So this is going to stay 4th root of k cubed. I can't take anything out. My m, 4th root of m to the 6th. Well, I can take one group of 4 out. That becomes an m on the outside. Then I still have 2 on the inside, so I still have m squared on the inside. And on the bottom, I have the 4th root of n to the 8th. Got a nice number here. I can take out 2 groups of 4, so it becomes n times n. So this is all on the top. This is all on the bottom. So on the top, I have 2m. Let's separate those because they're both on the outside. Then under the 4th root, I still have k3 and m squared. Then on the bottom, I have n squared. And that is my answer.